Yeah, looks like Johnny Knoxville and the crew got a hold of a golf cart. I mean, this thing is trashed. They even managed to get it up under here, which is impressive. Let's see. I bet it's a tire. Yep. Or not. It is. Let's go with the death house. House of Esther Death. The Af Da. This is death. This is death. Oh, fun. And already I'm seeing something of interest. The hell is that? Creepy sign on the outside of the house. Nothing to worry about. Oh, you mean the one that doesn't go away? Ancient language of the angels. I'm charging extra for this. I've seen the prophecy movies. I want nothing to do with Gabriel. Oh, man. This is that one house in the neighborhood. Everybody has one of those. Alright, driveway is clean. Let's get the garage door next. All right. So, I guess you can polish a turd. Like, the fence is the only clean thing here. Figured out how to cheese the house. It's even worse from the back. Hey, and that magical symbol just magically disappeared. Awesome. Sit on the sofa, heard a sigh. I probably should be paying more attention to those, but I kind of get caught up in this. Yeah, it looks like the neighborhood kids have been over here with the flaming bags. Alright, got that. Ha! I swear I did not plan that. I will even go back through and just do a time lapse of this. But we're at the death house with $666. That's yeah, well, that ended up looking more like a tiki than anything. Oh well. And no, I'm not a math whiz. I wasn't counting dollars or how much something cost that I got. It just happened. It happens like that all the time. You go to the store, you get a couple of things, it's that price. A lot of cashiers will either not charge you that, or they'll ask you to buy something else because they believe it's bad juju. Has that ever happened to you before? Have you ever got this price before? Leave a comment down there. Engage, as it were. All right. Also, how many parents do I have? YouTubes and the Facebooks. Well, it's a half-polished turd. Now, I do know that you can buy soap and stuff like that for it, but that costs money. And we've got like the base level pressure washer. I need an attachment. I need stuff. We need things. We out here doing the electric slide to clean this. Alright, got the railing. So, in keeping with the theme of the series and everything, it's story time. I had mentioned earlier about, well, I say earlier, it's still technically the same video, just different part. You know, recording stuff. But, I mentioned me not taking great care of my vehicles cosmetically. Now, one of the reasons being is it's just going to get dirty again. Now, as long as the paint's not scratched or anything like that, I honestly don't really care. But, you know, if the paint scratches, I gotta do something about that because that leads to rust, and I do not like rust at all. Rust just ruins everything. Oh yeah, see, I can't do that. Ah, that got it though. But yeah, so I just can't do rust. But it got me thinking about one of my previous vehicles. Little pickup truck. Little Dodge Dakota. And great little truck. And you know, you always hear the stories of, oh, well, your parents got that for you or whatever, and I mean, so? But my story of my parents got it for me was they were tired of seeing me drive around junkers. Like, I think the most expensive car that I'd had up until this point was probably my little Cavalier. And I miss that car to this day. It's just something about it. It drove really well. It was comfortable. Parts were fairly cheap for it. It was easy to work on. So, when the dude rear-ended me doing 35 miles an hour and I was sitting dead still and it totaled my car, I was a little bit devastated. And the fact that they did total it, and the only thing it did to his car was mess up the little push bar that he had on the front of it. But back to the Dakota. So they gave it to me because they were tired of seeing me drive all these chunky looking cars. But I owned those cars. I owned them outright. I paid cash for them. They were mine. And to this day, it's still one of the nicest vehicles I ever owned, that truck. And I was on my way home from work one night, and had a load in the back. You know, probably about 700-800 pounds. I've done way worse in this truck, but safely. And as I'm approaching the red light, I'm like slowing down, and you know, I downshift it because it is a manual. I love manual transmissions. And the light turns green, so I'm like, okay, cool deal. So I start accelerating. And it's kind of like the old news story. It's like out of the corner, like somebody reaches in, and it was like they got a note that said quarter panel. I was like, quarter panel? And next thing you know, I'm eating steering wheel and the seatbelt is trying to strangle me. This little college kid from the college down the road had ran a red light and ran right out in front of me, and I totally creamed it. Now, it was her fault, obviously, and you know, the witness at the gas station, you know, confirmed it, and the cameras at the gas station confirmed it, which, by the way, I can't stress the importance enough of a dash cam. Get a dash cam. It solves so many problems. I didn't have one at this time, but it totaled the car, and I was very sad. So she had got out of the car and asked, you know, did I not see the light? And the light's still green for me at this point. And I was like, yeah, look, I have the green light. And she kind of realizes that it was her fault. And let me tell you, I was ready to get out of that car and just, you know, start throwing fists. I was mad. Like, I cannot express how mad I was. And so here you got this little scared college kid. She way far away from home, doesn't know what's going on, but there's a reason for that. She was drunk. Like, I literally hit a drunk driver. Now, fast forward, the car this time is totaled, but I know a lot more about it after, you know, the Cavalier incident some years earlier. Where is this? Oh, is it this? Yeah, it's that. So I didn't know back then you could buy the cars back. And it's generally, like if they're writing you a check for the damages to your car and they're totaling it, it's generally just a fraction of that cost. So, word of advice, just always buy your car back. I mean, it's yours. You'll have a salvage title, and that's just a whole other, you know, set of stuff. But like, if you don't plan on selling the car and just keeping it, then, you know, nothing to worry about. But it's one of those things you do have to disclose if you do sell it. So, had it not cracked the radiator on this thing, I totally could have drove it home. And I didn't want to ruin the thing because, I mean, it was just all cosmetic stuff. Well, I did have to unjam the starter as somehow it got jammed up, but what is left on this railing? Oh my God, they wanted to get very specific about that. Anyway, so yeah, buy your car back. Because if you have a mechanically inclined friend, they can probably help you either park the car and sell it for more money, or they can probably help you fix it so you have something to drive until you find a better, newer car. Luckily, I knew how to repair it. Well, I do know how to fix stuff, so I fixed the car up, bought some new parts for it, got those swapped on, so it almost looked like it just needed a paint job. And this is when the me kicked in. Put the rear bumper of an old truck on the front of it, so, you know, push bar, and it just made this thing look all kinds of crazy intimidating up front. And I did use this thing. I used the rear bumper all the time. It had a hitch back there, or excuse me, up there, because it's now on the front. so I could use the hitch to move stuff around, pull stuff. And, you know, after all this, I still had some cash in my pocket, which was a good thing. But fast forward a couple years, I guess, and like, you know how people do the auctions, or excuse me, not auctions, charity car washes at like the AutoZone or Pet Boys or something like that. Well, you know, they stand out by the road and try to flag you in. It's like, oh, hey, come in, you know, make a donation, get a free car wash, blah, blah, blah. Well, they saw my car and literally lowered the sign and kind of turned until I passed. Now, you see, normal people would probably be hurt by that or feel discriminated or something, but no, that was a point of pride for me. They saw this ugly truck and said, nope. And I do not blame them. Oh my God, we need a better power washer. But now that we've got the story out of the way, let's seriously clean the death house here. I'm just going to assume that we're unlicensed at this point and probably drunk. Clean that house. I don't need a ladder. What about that? That seems a little bit... Oh, yeah. That maintains pressure almost all the way up there. What about here? No, can't hit it from here. Nope, it does nothing. And still does nothing. But I mean, that does way better with this, actually. I bet this is good for this. Oh, yeah. Heck that graffiti. Alright, now let's clean the rest of the chimney here.